Okay, we're live apparently. Good evening, guys. 8 o'clock, 3rd of September. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, good. Yeah, we're technically all right. Good evening, guys. Nice to have you again on this Tuesday evening. I see there's a couple of newcomers. I see there's a couple of old timers, if I may say that. My name is Erik. I'm going to be your host. Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you. So, tonight, how to relax and enjoy life, because everybody has an opinion on how we could do that, right? I was just contemplating. I've been living in the Caribbean for 10 years, and so okay, well, I should have an answer to that. You know, how do you relax? Well, you go to the beach, you have a nice dive, you enjoy a coffee on the beach, something like that. I have to admit, it has been a great time. But that is not what we're going to talk about tonight. We're not going to talk about holidays. So, quick introduction. My name is Erik. I'm from Holland, Netherlands. 56 years old. In Ireland right now. Out in more or less 2.5 years. And I got a background in electronics and engineering and in marketing and sales. And one of my passions is actually to pass on, relay information. I love to soak up stuff that really helps, stuff that helps me, stuff that allows me to help other people, and I like to pass that on. So, let's see who we have in. We have Adam in, Adam Drake. Welcome. I think it's the first time, Adam. Is that true? Then we have Alexandra. It's good to see you again. It's been a while. Good to have you back. Anita Hemmings. Great to see you again. Then Christina Walsh. Is that your first time, Christina? Jay Islam. Nice to have you. Kaylee Dodd. Lefoco. Nice to see you again, my friend. Sally and William. Okay, guys. So always every webinar, I do a quick introduction, very brief about myself, like I just did. Maybe you want to share with us, or basically maybe you want to share with each other, where are you from where are you logging in tonight? Maybe you also want to share the purpose of joining tonight. So the chat is open. Let's do a quick round, a quick introduction. Just share where you're from, and perhaps if you want to say so, why are you joining this webinar? So William, I think it's the first time that I see you here. Is that correct? Oh, hang on. Peter, can you help me? I have a blank screen. Let me see. Something is coming back again. Could be. I don't see a chat either. Okay, guys. So little technical thing here. I'll just wait for your responses so I can see what's happening in the chat. I got some nice stuff for you tonight. I think we're going to cover some very interesting data. Okay, Christina Walsh, you're from Ireland. Great. So, yeah, Christina, I've been in Ireland 2 years. I've been to different places already. Been to Mayo, been to Limerick. I live myself in Wicklow. Gosh, been to Northern Ireland. Yeah, quite some places already. I like to go for a trip every weekend and then go somewhere else. So it's been great so far. So Alexandra, you're from Warsaw. That is fantastic. Adam Drake is from Ireland. Okay, yes, your first time. Cool. All right, guys. Now, I'm just gonna hit home here. Let's do a home run. And the first real serious question, because this whole webinar is about how to relax and enjoy your life, right? So my first question to start with tonight is, who actually finds it hard to relax? I assume that might be one of the reasons that you're joining tonight. So if you want to do me a favor, it's a little poll, yes or no type of question. Who finds it hard to relax? Okay, Anita, she's here from the West Midlands, UK, and I'm here again to really find out how I can definitely relax and try to enjoy life. I basically work 24/7, so I need to learn how to properly relax. Okay, great. And Lefocos here from Botswana. based in Tullamore Island. Good. Yeah, there was a show recently in Tullamore. I went there. That was an agricultural show. It was actually fantastic. Good. Botswana, so you're interlocked by South Africa, right? Amazing. Okay. Christina, difficult, switching off. So Christina, I mean, by having difficulty switching it off. What do you mean by that? Are you taking difficulties from home to work, or from work to home, or something like that? Hard to actually find peace, hard to unstress, work to home. Okay, good. I got it. Thank you. Good. So now, my question was really like, who finds it hard to relax? And I'm also very curious in what is actually happening. There's a lot of things going on planet Earth right now, lots. So it might affect us. And actually, for that reason, I wanted to share some data with you specifically on that. But I'm quite interested in what is happening. Why can't you relax? What's happening? Are you worried? Are you stressed? You feel tense? Is overthinking going on? Relationship issues, work. Maybe you could describe in one word in the chat. I'm trying to use that information from you guys. I'm trying to use that and utilize it in the webinar to give you some answers that would be helpful. So what's happening? What do you think is going on that you can't seem to relax? Maybe you want to pop that in the chat, and then we're actually going to get started. Okay, Chantel, for me it's outdated, limiting beliefs. Okay, well, that's a good one to handle, Chantel. Thank you for mentioning that. Christina Walsh, overthinking. Okay, good. Thank you for that. Good, so let's get started. What is the key thing that everything, literally everything that we see around us is trying to do? There's one thing that life forms, material objects, they all have one thing in common that they're doing. And I'm going to put that word on the board. Okay, Jay, so it's relationship problems. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. My marker is not great. I need to renew this, but I hope you can actually see what I just wrote down. It seems that everything that is around us, it seems that everything obeys one single command. And that command is survive. I'm pretty sure that it never happened to you that you bought a pen, you brought it home, and it disintegrated or just vaporized. Never happened, right? Also, you didn't buy a car that just disintegrated and vaporized upon arrival. Material objects, they have this tendency that they survive, they continue. And now, obviously, that's what we try to do ourselves. We're trying to survive. This is a very, very basic impulse. You eat and drink to survive. You might do some sports. You might care for your body, which is with the intention there to make it last longer, or to just put it into the proper condition so that it actually will last longer, right? You do that to survive. And you have these natural impulses. If you have a dog or a cat, you would probably feed the animal every day because you care for its survival. And if you would own, let's say if you'd own a car, you'd bring it to the garage from time to time for a full service. And why would you do that? Because you care for its survival. When you have plants at home and you water them, why do you do that? because you care for its survival. Yeah. So survival is a key thing, and we have a tremendous interest. It's an inborn urge to make things around us, including ourselves, survive in the best possible condition. Now there's 4 factors that we could isolate that you have your direct attention on, that you want to survive. And let's do a little drawing here. So of course, let me see. I got a few more answers here. Sally, keep us busy with lots of noise. Okay. Thank you, Sally. Yeah, awkward. Not handy. Adam, trying to relax while staying in sobriety. Okay. I got you. Thank you for the answer. Good. So 4 factors, right? Which are involved in this, in survival, from your own viewpoint. Good. Now, the first one that most people have some attention on is their own body. We eat, we go to the gym, we take vitamins, we're perhaps constantly looking for ways to relax, ways to feed ourselves properly, ways to keep in shape, ways to have sufficient rest, ways to look good, what have you. It's all survival of the body. Now, you have a mind, and your mind is actually making recordings all the time. And people like to have a good memory. People like to do well with tests. People like to be certain about things. People like to gain knowledge. So you want to have your mind in a very, very good shape. If I would give a little rendition of what the mind is, you got something like that. You got all these pictures nicely stored in time. Now, just to give you a little evidence of it, let me ask you a question. Can you remember primary school? And if you think of primary school, can you see the playground? Do you just get a flash of some kind of an image, some kind of a picture? Can you see the playground again? Or could you perhaps see, let's say, one of the classrooms again? Can you remember one of the teachers again? Do you get some pictures? So if I say primary school, do you actually get some pictures? Pop something in the chat, please. Do you actually get pictures? Maybe if you get these pictures, can you tell what is the color of the walls? Or what is the size of the square, the playground? Can you see the entrance? Can you see the exit? Yeah. Yes, in parts, exactly. Yeah. So that's your mind. Very, very simple. Your mind is just making pictures. Your mind is making recordings. And if you're in a very good shape, you get these pictures vividly. They turn on right away. Good. So, all right, that's your mind. So your mind stores nice experiences, indifferent experiences, bad experiences, right? We're touching upon it a little bit tonight. Now, if you just got some pictures, let's say, let's take another picture. Let's just get a picture of a house where you actually lived before. Just imagine being in the living room again. Imagine sitting in your favorite chair and just looking around. Say, well, all right, well, the TV would be over there. I had a table here in front of me. And you actually, you get some pictures there, right? So, next question. Who is looking at these pictures? Who or what is actually looking at these pictures? I'm curious about your responses. Go ahead, put something in the chat. Who or what is looking at these pictures? What do you think it is? I'm just gonna have a cup of, I made a cup of tea, ginger, cayenne pepper, cloves, honey. It's a great combination. Okay, Chantel, it's imagination. All right. Thank you very much. Adam, my imagination. Good. Anita, my brain. All right, cool. Thank you so much, guys. Nice answers. Well, let's just call it you. Okay. Let's just call it you. Let's just say you are looking at these pictures. Now, it's fascinating here what happens. Imagine that you are in, let's say, imagine that you're in a living room again in a previous house. You can choose any house. You're in the living room again in one of those previous houses where you lived before. Let's imagine that you're sitting in your favorite chair. And you could just do the drill like I'm relaying it right now. You could just say, all right, I can see the TV over there. I had a table right here in front of me. There was a window over there, and there was a window over here. And I had the kitchen in the back of me. All right? Now, it's interesting because you wouldn't point inside of your brain. You wouldn't say, well, the TV is right there, and the kitchen is in the back of my head. And then the window is like here on the inside next to my temple. You wouldn't do that. You would actually point about you. So there's something more going on than these pictures just being in your brain. These pictures happen to be 3D. Good? So, having said that, what do you think you really are? Are you your body? Now, it might be a little bit of a belief kind of thing, but are you your body? Or are you something more than just your body? What do you think? Your body or something more? Chantel, can you remember more if there's an emotional response? I'm going to get to that, Chantel, toward the end of what we're going to do tonight. So, in between this question here, are you your body or are you something more than just your body? More, we are a soul. Okay, wow, fantastic. Anybody else? Anita, probably more. Okay. Now, here's a very, very interesting thing here. Some people would say, well, no, I am just a body. But then you would say, okay, I am my arm. I am my head. I am my hand. Whereas you kind of like know instinctively that an arm is something that you have. You would say, well, I have my arm in gypsum. My finger is hurting. You would say that rather than I hurt, right? It's an interesting thing. We're not going to go into that, but just, from a certain point of perspective. Okay, Adam, we consider on my mind. Cool. Thank you. Okay, good. So, then there's one element left. I said like there's 4 factors that you really want to keep in check and that you really want to do well. There's one more factor. That's the environment. Good. That is your playground. This is your This is your area of operation, right? So now basically we have covered pretty much all the 4 factors that that you have an interest in to keep them in optimum condition and to be in control of them. You want to keep your body in an optimum condition. You want to keep your mind in an optimum condition. You want to keep yourself very sharp and knowledgeable and certain and competent and all these attributes. And you have an interest in the environment because that's where you operate, right? So if one of these things is tempered with, is impeded, is causing you difficulties, then we actually perceive that we're in trouble. Now, on the mind, just an in-between question. Are you aware of some things that happened in the past that still affect you today? So are you aware of some things that happened in the past that still affect you today? Like a loss of an important person, or like a loss, like a possession, or maybe a certain injury, or maybe a mental scar, something there like you would say, gosh, if that wouldn't have happened, life would be better today. Are you aware of things that happened in your past that still have an effect on you today? Okay, Chantal, yep. Adam, most definitely. Anita, definitely. Jay, breakup, got you. All right, so that means that in your mind, you have bad experiences that still seem to bother you. Somehow. So let me just put some kind of a symbol there, like a stress symbol. Like a lighting symbol, a thunder and lighting. Anyway, so there's stress, moments of upset, moments of disagreement, moments of pain, physical pain, emotional pain is all recorded in your mind. And it can be triggered at any given time. And you've probably noticed that. There's actually a way to handle this and to be free from that. Okay? Now, the problem with that is that actually it can reduce your potentials. Because one might say or feel something like, gosh, if that wouldn't have happened, my life would have been better today. In other words, no matter how long ago it was, it still has an adverse effect on you, right? Okay, so towards the end of the webinar, I'm going to show you how you can actually handle that. Now, are you aware of certain things? That's my next question. Are you aware of certain things about your body that are not optimum? Maybe say like, oh yeah, I got pimples, or I got hair loss, or I'm a bit chubby, or I got aches and pains. Yeah, so are you aware of certain things about your body that shouldn't be? Okay, yes. Dita, I'm getting a white screen again. Somehow. I have a white screen. Just give me a second, guys. It's kind of funny. Now it seems to come back. Just a second, guys. Okay, good. Now, here's what's going on. If you have moments there of accumulated stress, that accumulated stress, the mind is obviously connected to the body, right? So that has an effect on your body. And it puts your body out of balance, which could mean that you produce too much of a certain hormone or hormones, or you don't produce enough. That's just one example. But it actually turns out that more than 70% of whatever is wrong with your body happens to be caused by stress. And the stress can be found in your mind, and it can actually be eliminated. And it can be eliminated for good. That would result in your body going back into balance. Good. Now, another question. Have you ever had an experience that made you conclude, I'm never going to do this again? Have you ever had such an experience that made you conclude, I'm never going to do that again? No. Cool. Okay, Chantal. I got a benign brain tumor which produces too much growth hormone. All right. Good. Thank you for being so honest, Chantal. I'm sorry to hear that. So toward at the end of the webinar, I'm going to make you a suggestion to read something, okay? Adam says yes to my question. I'm sorry, I can't see the previous answers. The chat kind of like collapsed on me. All right, good. So, but you had that experience where you said, I'll never do that again. Yeah. Now, so you made that decision on you could say a mental, a spiritual level. Now, setting forth any firm decision can actually later affect you again, which is to say that you become the effect of your own cause. Something happened. You had a bad experience with somebody, and you said, such and such a person, I will never deal with such a person again. And then later on, in a positive circumstance, you kind of like your mind told you to reject that person. And it turned out to be irrational because it was something there that was based on a previous experience. And that's how previous experiences can actually hold you back, right? Now, so we're going to take from all these factors, we're just going to take one in particular, and that's the environment. Like I said, there's a lot of things going on planet Earth tonight. I wouldn't say tonight, but these days. There's a lot of things going on planet Earth. Now, so the environment, we mean by the environment, the town, the place, the country, your immediate environment where you operate, where you are in a relationship, where you are raising your kids, where you work, where you go on holidays, where you live. That's what we would consider the environment. Good. Now, a question here that I have for you. Do you sometimes have the idea that that the environment is dangerous or overwhelming? Do you sometimes have the idea? Is this the Wi-Fi? Oh, what is it? Okay, guys. So I'm very sorry. We have a bit of a Wi-Fi issue here with my laptop. So I'm not going to read your answers now, but I suppose I'm getting the question across, right? Do you have the idea that the environment is dangerous or overwhelming? And I'm actually going to show you a picture So we can do the first picture, Tita. All right, good. So you see something on your screen right now, right? If we go to the left of the picture, you see that person walking towards a bench, walking towards a tree, and he's got this newspaper under his arm. And then more to the right, you see that he's actually sitting on the bench, reading the newspaper, and he's getting all these impressions, right? He's getting all these impressions of what is happening. So what is happening here? He's getting all these impressions about the environment. What does it do? Just like when people push each other's buttons, that has an effect that buttons are being pushed on him. Sorry, quick question. Can we put it on 5G, for example? 5G, can we do not Wi-Fi, but a hotspot?
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone is just downstairs. Good. Cool. So, what's happening here? The environment kind of like re-stimulates the bad experiences that he already has. So the things here that he reads in the newspaper paints a picture about the environment. You could say it's pushing a button and it's actually triggering bad experiences in his mind. So now I'm going to just read you a little bit from a booklet which is called Solutions for a Dangerous Environment. Now, many people are not only sure that the environment is dangerous, but that it is growing more dangerous each day. For many, it is a challenge. I'm going to read all of that again because I'm a bit distracted here. Good. So many people are not only sure that the environment is dangerous, but that it's growing more dangerous each and every day. For many, it's more of a challenge that they feel they can deal with. Would that make sense? If you look at the picture, many people are not only sure that the environment is dangerous, but that it is growing more dangerous each day. For many, it is more of a challenge than they feel they can deal with. Would that be true? Could that be fact of the matter? That makes sense if we make that statement. Chantal, yeah, if you watch the news, yes, exactly. Good. Now, the fact of the matter, however, is that the environment is made to appear much more dangerous than it actually is. The fact of the matter is, however, that the environment is made to appear much more dangerous than it actually is. A great many people are professional makers of a dangerous environment. They sell a dangerous environment. If they didn't sell a dangerous environment, they feel they would go broke. So it is in their interest to make the environment far more dangerous than it is. All right, so I got a question here. Do you have any idea who those people are? So who are the professional makers of a dangerous environment? Can you come up with some examples? People that actually rely on the dangerous environment, because if there wouldn't be a dangerous environment, They wouldn't make any money. They wouldn't make any profits. They would go broke. So who would benefit from a dangerous environment? Who are the dangerous environment makers? What do you think? All right, there we go. News presenters, politicians, advertisers. There we go. Good. So we could actually add police, funny enough. If there wouldn't be any crime, well, what's the answer? You wouldn't need police, right? So what do some people do? They catch a criminal and they release him in no time to keep the crime going. Because without crime, no police, yeah? So of course you have the military. It's well, people talk about it. It's an industrial complex. It makes a lot of money. There's a lot of money in that. Now, with all these obvious examples, what we don't always realize is that we might actually have a dangerous environment maker just around the corner, or even at home. Even at home. Let me see. So I'm going to take it to page 6. So there are those who could be called the merchants of chaos. These are people who want an environment to look very, very disturbing. These are people who gain some sort of an advantage. They feel if the environment is made to look more threatening. An obvious example can be seen in the newspapers. There are no good news stories. Newspapermen shove the environment in people's faces and say, look, it's dangerous. Look, it's overwhelming. Look, it's threatening. They not only report the most threatening bits of news, but they also sensationalize it, making it even worse than it is. So what more do you want as a proof of their intention? This is the merchant of chaos. He is paid to the degree that he can make the environment threatening. Now, a lot of people spend their whole lives as a professional chaos merchant. They worry those people around them to death. The percentage who do this may be as high as 1 out of 4 even. For example, a housewife operating as a merchant of chaos in her sphere of influence thinks of her husband, if I can just keep Henry worried enough, he will do what I tell him. She operates on the idea that it's necessary to spread confusion and upset. But along with this goes the concern. I wonder why Henry doesn't get ahead. Well, naturally, she's making him sick. It's interesting. I had a career in engineering and in sales, and all of a sudden I said, you know what? I want to become a volunteer. I want to do something good for society. I'm no longer interested in making money. By golly, did I have some trouble with my parents, because I had to stay in a house with a mortgage and a salary and what have you. So it's kind of interesting what can happen if you change your mind. Now, here's a key question. There's much more about this in the booklet, Solutions for a Dangerous Environment, which I'm going to offer to you by the end of the evening. But what do you think happens when a person finds the environment overwhelming? So you got these 4 factors: the body, the mind, the person himself, the environment. What do you think is going to happen when the individual finds the environment overwhelming? In other words, presses him down. What's going to happen to the person when he finds the environment overwhelming? Mental and physical shutdown. Okay, Adam, thank you. Chantal, anxiety, fight, response. All right. Alexandra, asleep all the time. Got you. Thank you for that. Good. So the answer is quite simple. If you find your environment overwhelming, then you will see that you're not able to make out of your life what you want to make of it. Make sense? Because that is just too much of a worry. That triggers your mind, is causing too much of a worry. It causes you to be introverted, looking inside. So you go in circles. Overthinking, worried, is just keeping you busy. In other words, you're not able to make of life what you want to make of it. Good. So the first thing we want to do, as a kind of like a first aid, is we want to lessen the threat. We want to lessen the threat. Now, the booklet comes up with 8 distinct ways to lessen the threat, and they have applications for different things going on in your life. So, number 1 that I just picked up was an easy thing because we already touched upon it. I'm just going to show you another picture. And that is this. Okay, so if you notice that the newspaper or the news has a very disturbing effect on your mind, then one thing you could do is just not read it for a while. There's no good news in there. It simply doesn't exist. So one way to lessen the threat, because the whole news is embellished, is made way bigger than it is all amplified. Sometimes it's even invented, is to simply not read it for a few weeks and see if you notice a change. That could be one way, right? Now, it's a simple action, but it could actually markedly change your outlook on the environment. Good. Number 2, we're going to take a walk. So, let's say you feel tired, you feel restless, you're overthinking. The other thing you can do is actually take a walk, but you're going to do a bit more than just taking a walk. What you want to do is you want to look at things. Now, the thing that we want to stay away from is to look into the mind. The moment you're overthinking, the moment you're worried, you're not really observing what's going on around you. You're looking into the past. And the past will not resolve your problems. The present and the future will resolve your problems. The past won't. You can, of course, that takes a therapy, and I'm going to show that to you tonight. You can resolve the past, yeah, but that's something else. That's a therapy. You would not do that when you're taking a walk. So when you take a walk, what you want to do is you actually want to look at things, not looking inside, but looking outside. Inside is introversion, outside is extroversion. You want to extrovert. So it would go like this. You walk around the block, and you would notice a building and say, gosh, it's got a beautiful yellow door. And I like the design of the house. And you keep on walking and looking and say, that's an amazing tree. And over there is a big bus. And you just walk without thinking. In other words, look, don't think. That would be the motto. And while you do that, you will actually find out that the environment is not as threatening as it is appearing to be, or what people want you to believe it could be. It's just an effort there to find out that there's greater security in the environment by going through the environment, walking through and observing it. Good. Number 3. All right. So number 3, it could be knock off something that is upsetting you. So you would know, for example, that maybe certain people, they might upset you. Just have a look. Certain people might upset you. So gosh, every time I'm in touch with him or her, I feel upset after the conversation. Well, one of the solutions could be to not talk to them for a while. You could also notice that certain activities can actually leave you feeling worse. So, you know, if I do that, I'm troubled after, right? So you could basically not do them for a while. Yeah? Simple, very, very simple things, right? So like I said, the solutions for a dangerous environment actually goes deeper than that and has solutions for, let's say, a loss, or like a sudden loss, things that happen that are really upsetting to you. I'm just giving you the simplest ones that you can right away see, oh yeah, sure, that would probably work if I wouldn't read the newspaper for a while, if I would go out for a walk. For me, for example, I can tell you, when I come home late in the evening, usually like 10:30. The first thing I do is I go out for a walk. And I look at things, and within minutes, it's yawning and yawning. In half an hour, I'm totally ready to go to bed and sleep. Whereas just before that, I was very alert and very, very active. So it's definitely a procedure that works. Good. So we were talking about 4 factors tonight, right? Which is you, your mind, your body, the environment. And I simply wanted to touch upon the environment because the environment is the key thing here is to understand that the environment is made to appear more threatening than it is. Yes, there's stuff going on planet Earth, that's for sure. We got wars, we got famine, we got what have you, right? But if you would go out, you would leave your house and you would walk around the block, you would actually find out that it wouldn't be threatening at all. So you want to have your mindset like that it wouldn't be threatening because you want to be extroverted, not introverted. Good. Now, obviously, there's something there, that relationship of the environment on your mind, on you. There's an interactivity, and you might be very, very curious about what you can do to handle these parts as well. You could do something here. You could say, for example, okay, you know what? I'm going to sort out my nutrition, and I'm going to sort out my exercises, so that my body starts to be more in balance. But you might also be very, very interested in seeing, like, what is it? What's causing? What's the root cause? The root cause, not the immediate cause. What is the root cause of my overthinking? What is the root cause of my stress? What is the root cause of my worries? So I have a question for you, yeah? Have you ever felt that you could be more, that you could do more, that you could achieve more, that you could be more successful, that you had it in you, but that something, whatever that was, but something was holding you back? Have you ever had the idea that you could be more, you could do more, you somehow could be more successful in life, you could somehow achieve more, but something was holding you back? Have you ever noticed that? Anita, oh yes. All right, thank you, Anita. Thank you for the answer. Anybody else? Adam, yes. Good? So you've noticed, yeah? You've noticed that you had that thought, like, gosh, I think I can be better somehow. I haven't really found the roadmap. I haven't really found a way to do it, but I believe I somehow have more potential. I can be more, I can do more, I can achieve more. What is it? Chantal, okay, yeah, it's not too late. Okay, good. So, there's something there in your mind that is actually holding you back. Now, this is a very personal question to all of you, okay? It's a personal question to all of you. If you could improve one thing, if you just had to choose from one, choose one thing about yourself that you could improve in your personality or in your character. If you could just improve one thing, what would it be? Would it be focus? Would it be direction? Would it be confidence? Would it be procrastination? Would it be communication skills? Would it be empathy? If you could just improve, let's say only one thing about your character personality, what would you most want to improve? Okay, Adam, my memory, thank you. Strong mindset, negative thought, trust myself. All right, superpower, that is fantastic. I like that answer. Okay, let's see. You guys are all replying, that's fantastic. Be a stronger individual. Jay, thank you. All right. Adam, my memory, very good. Jay, strong mindset. Chantal, negative thoughts. Jay, trust myself. Alexandra, thank you, superpower. Christina, focus. Anita, my confidence. Lefoco, communication. Jay, having positive thoughts. Okay, guys. So that is a lot. All right, and that's great. That is absolutely great. Now, you're probably mentioning this because you probably have perceived this for a long time, that this was one of the missing ingredients in your life, right? It's probably been going on for a long time. Now, if that missing ingredient in your character, if that doesn't change, and nothing stays the same in life, we just accumulate more and more and more bad stuff. So what if this is going to worsen? That wouldn't be good, right? So you want to act and do something, okay? Now, I'm not sure if you guys have actually heard of this book. It's my own copy. It's got my name on it, Erik. That happens to be an international bestseller. It's called Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health. Now, this is a book which is actually about the mind. And it details very, very accurately what your mind is, how it works, and what it is exactly that holds you back, and how you can fix that. For me, I wouldn't be here tonight or doing these webinars if I wouldn't have had a chance to read this book and apply the therapy. It's an easy to read book. You'll find out it's a manual, just like a manual for your car. This is actually a manual for your mind. It's not psychology, it's not psychiatry. It's way more than that, because it's the exact working mechanism of your mind. You'll find out exactly what is in there that holds you back. What is the root cause, and how you can actually eliminate that from your system. It's highly workable. You can instantly increase IQ. You can instantly increase competence. To give you an idea, just a very, very short one, I used to have like a certain phobia for making phone calls. That was for me just as bad as seeing a doctor or a dentist, or even worse. It would give me the butterfly feelings, sweaty armpits, smelly fear, what have you. And that was a serious thing that kept on happening during my career. Made me very, very unhappy, and I could never, ever relax in that period when I actually had to make calls for work. Back in the days, I didn't have the tools for lessening the threats of the environment, so I would get my problems sorted by drinking, but then I kind of like would be, going to bed with too much alcohol, didn't sleep. The next day, another horrible day to have to make phone calls. Now, the funny thing is that it has completely turned around. I love to be on the phone right now, and that is thanks to Dianetics. So, if there's something there that you want to improve on a right now basis, and you feel that this is the time because you have to invest in yourself and do better, then that is actually the book to go for. There's tons of self-help books, but none of them actually tells you how your mind works and what holds you back. It tries to motivate you to do the positive and stay away from the negative. Dianetics has a complete different approach. It tells you right away how come you have that negative stuff going on in your mind, and how can you eliminate it permanently with a new type of awareness, IQ, and competence. So what we have done for you tonight is we have a special offer. The book is 20 euros. It comes with free shipping and a gift, the Solutions for a Dangerous Environment. We're offering that to you tonight for the price of 20 euros, including shipping. And I have to say, that is basically just for people who want improvement right away. That's what I would say. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a chance to look at the link. So we're giving away the free shipping and the Solutions for a Dangerous Environment booklet. The offer is on up till 9:30, and then basically it goes back to the normal price. Now, the thing that we also do is that anybody who purchases the book can also experience Dianetics, and we actually offer you a free session to find out what it can do for you. Good. I'm gonna have another sip of tea, and I'll let you have a look at the link. Okay, guys, cool. So we're close to 9 o'clock. We can stay here and answer some questions. Does anybody have a question at the moment? Okay, all right, Anita. Thanks again, Erik. I already have the book. That's fantastic, Anita. I know that you're reading a couple of those titles. I'm very curious what you think about Dianetics. Sally, okay. I already have the ethics book too. Amazing, Sally. Sally, is this your second time that you're here? Were you here last week? I just seem to remember that right. I hope. Okay, Adam, I found the information on mindful walking interesting. Definitely a great tool. Yeah, it is. Without a doubt, Adam. Sometimes the power is really in the simplicity. that happens to be true for Dianetics as well. You know, everything is simple once it's understood. And here's the thing with the mind: we've been told again and again and again that the mind is something that was too complex to understand. And well, that is obviously true for the psychologists and the psychiatrists. That doesn't mean it holds true completely, right? People have actually lost confidence in psychology and psychiatry because it never really gave real results. That doesn't mean that all the other stuff out there is equal or is equally, you know, bad or whatever. Actually, Dianetics is a fantastic tool. It gives you immediate results. Actually, miracles. That's what I would say. All right, any questions? So guys, if you would go to Dianetics.ie, you would actually find short films on the book. You'll find testimonials. It's quite impressive. And that would be one of my recommendations. Is there anybody who has a personal question for me but would rather keep this on a one-on-one basis and not share it in the group? But let's say you maybe want to have a chat, or you want to be called back or something like that. You want to have some correspondence. Is there anything who has a personal question for me? Anything that you want to ask me personally, or any kind of information that you're looking for that you may want to ask me? Pop it in the chat. I'll be happy to reach out to you. Sally, okay, yes, God is working in mysterious ways. Okay, fantastic. That's great. All right, guys. So if there's no further questions, I think we can end up for tonight. I hope this was somewhat informative. Once again, the information in that book, Dianetics, it tells you all about you. That is the whole story about that whole part there. How does your mind work? How do experiences from the past still affect you today? Lessen your potential. And what is it exactly that causes you stress? What is the optimum you? How much better can you get? What is your full potential? You're going to have answers to those questions. And so the answers will actually come from the book. It will tell you exactly what the optimum you is and how you can actually achieve the optimum state of you, and how you can actually achieve your full potential. I have countless and countless of stories. I don't want to brag. It has done me so much good. That's the reason I'm bringing it up tonight, because it is a tool that you can use to help yourself. It's also, if you're interested in that, a very powerful tool to help other people. Yeah, good. So I'm going to end up with that. Adam, I found it very helpful, very informative. Thank you, Erik. Alexandra, great presentation. Thank you. Anita Hemmings. Okay, bye, Erik. Thanks again. Bye, everyone. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for being here again tonight. It's been a pleasure having you. You've been a wonderful audience. I loved your participation. Next week, we're going to go to a whole new subject again. I hope to see you again next week, Tuesday, or another Tuesday. It's been great. Lovely talking to you. Lovely to have your input and your compliments. Have a very great rest of your evening, and see you next time.